Had to get my hip going there before I could get down the aisle. Any rate, I'm going to read a poem from Solo One, the premier issue, spring '96. And I have selected a poem from one of my favorite poets, Lee McCarthy. I was privileged to know her when she was working with the River Talk people, poets in Ojai, and she would come over and read at the readings, and absolutely fantastic. And the one I have selected, oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know her, she was the first wife of McCormick. Cormac, what was his name? Yeah, okay. Any rate. But she boasted about saying she was the first one to get rid of him, too. He had 3 wives before he got done, but the day they had their big fight, they were living over in an apartment in Bakersfield, and she loved to tell this story. And she said, I was so mad at him that when he went off to work, and I chased him out of the house, and then I went upstairs, and I tore his bed apart, and I pulled all his clothes out of the closet, and I dragged everything down the stairs and put him out on the lawn. And that's the last of him. At any rate, she was a character, and the best part of her when she read, not only is her poetry fantastic, she had this marvelous, gravelly voice that I can't imitate. I wish I could, but I'll do the best I can, okay? This one is entitled Mirror on the Wall. And it's in 2 parts, and this is part 1. I've lived in Memphis, Chicago, Laramie, Knoxville, San Francisco, Pigeon Forge, Palo Alto, yet never looked as if I were from anywhere. The taint of a hick still hangs on my shoulders like a shawl, but it's a flimsy thing that belongs to a gypsy, not the thick wool cape a good Catholic woman would pull over her head in Ireland. People have taken to introducing me as the woman who's come all the way from Bakersfield. A public novelty, a first sighting among the multitudes. My interminable appearances in Levi's suggest hardship, as if one can travel from Bakersfield only by horse. Going out the door today, needing to be in Santa Barbara by sunset, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I distinctly looked as if I belonged where I was. The image surprised me enough to make me wonder how one came to play a supporting role in geography. Living in Bakersfield is like any other thing not good for you. Alcohol, drugs, gambling, passion. Once you've done it, it's hard not to go on doing it. Even a weekend away, and you begin to look strung out. Having tea in Fillmore, I'm told California's jokes about Bakersfield. It isn't the end of the world, but the edge can be seen from there. It would take a place like Fillmore to tell the wide open truth. Part 2. Once I was the beloved daughter. My parents are dead. Once I was a woman. She disappeared in a tangle of sheets. Once I was a mother. My son, married, lives 8,000 miles away. Once a year, his daughter stares at me, questions who I am. We get along as absolute strangers sometimes do. Without the foliage of love, you and I are exposed as raw earth. My eyes are lost maps that pirates drew. Having taken in the hard, dark line called the edge for years, these eyes know that line to be but part of an X on a larger map, older than any bouquet of cities a man named God holds in his hand.